Alright, howdy everyone, welcome to another live workout. We're here outside today, yes, in lovely Florida, Tampa, Florida, and yes, I'm wearing sweatpants and a hat because it is cold for Tampa, Florida right now. Yep, it's only, right now we're in the 40s, so that is cold for us. Probably not cold for the rest of the country, but I live here. So today we're going to do a mini band circuit. So right here, I'm going to talk about these real quick. As far as probably the most cost-efficient piece of equipment there is out there, besides body weight, obviously, which is free, this is probably the number one, in my opinion. I've probably recommended these to every one of my clients. I'm going to show you several exercises that we do today with the mini band. You can buy a pack of them on Amazon with varying resistance for probably around 20 bucks. You know, Perform Better is the brand that I'm using today, and that's the one we always recommend because they're pretty high quality. And those are, you know, around 20 bucks for a 4-pack of different resistance mini bands, right? They come in different lengths. This is a longer one. There's I don't have my shorter one, but there's some shorter ones. I think there's one 9 inches and 12 inches. This is a little longer one. I highly recommend getting them. They're super, I would say, effective for maintaining especially hip health, hip strength, and but I'm going to show you several different exercises. But I highly recommend these guys. If you don't have these in your at-home workout equipment, you definitely need to get some. Okay? Alright, so let's do a little warm-up. I'm doing my plank out, walk out. Alright, reach for the toes, walk out, twisted lunge, both sides. Walk my hands back to feet. Okay, stand all the way up. A couple more. I'm just going to move this mat a little bit. It is actually really nice in the sun, so I am not minding. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm using my AirPod to kind of minimize any background noise. So if not, basically, when I put this up on our YouTube channel, I'll put a nice little music bed underneath it to kind of make it less weird to watch somebody not making any sound. All right, one more. Okay. All right, we'll do my neck cars. Right, cars, controlled articulate rotation. Trying to focus on one joint, take it through its full range of motion. So with the neck car, straight from the side, retract, bring my chin to chest. Right, chin to collarbone, side bend, ear to the ceiling, or sky, chin to sky, side bend, chin to collarbone, back to my chest. Ooh, I keep my shoulders down while I do it. Don't shrug. Alright, now do our shoulder car, alright? Okay, so we're going to do a sweep across, drive that thumb back, externally rotate, internally rotate, bring it all the way back, okay? Straight to the side. Once again, focusing only on this shoulder joint, not incorporating anything else. I'm not doing this, right? That is not the same move. Little sore today. I know it's Friday, so I've been working out all week, so maybe just the culmination of all the workouts this week and make me a little sore. And maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's like that old, you know, some sort of weird, my hip hurts when the weather gets cold or something like that. But I'm a little tighter today. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a little floor sweeps for the little hamstring stretch, right? And remember, if you guys have joined the Friday workout, I've done this before. I should be looking down. I shouldn't be looking at you guys. But when we do our floor sweep, right, we try to focus on keeping this spine neutral, right? Not here, right? Trying to shoot the hips back. You can also do a little rotation with this, all right? So you can get in there hinge, turn, back tall. That's a nice one. The thoracic spine too. I'll do a couple on that other leg too. I'll do the regular floor sweeps first, trying to focus on keeping a nice neutral spine. Alright, now I'll hit this. You really feel that kind of move. Your hamstring has 4 different heads, so you got different parts of your hamstring. You can really feel that when you do that rotation, alright? Alright, so next one we're going to go ahead and do is do a little swimmer from the hinge position. Oh, Mr. Charles. Here, right? Cut, here, down, and up. Oh, of course. Now we have construction. I knew we were going to have some extra noise today. Thought it was just going to be birds, but yeah, construction. That's alright. Alright, so when you guys can focus on what I'm doing here, focus on scapula, retraction, pinch them together, down, up, and down. I'm just adding the hinge to get that little lower back stretch while I do so, right? One more. Alright, so I'm going to do a little reverse lunge with rotation, then we're going to get on with the mini band, okay? So reverse lunge, rotate and reach, right? Alright, so now we got the mini band, alright? I want to show a bunch of different exercises. There is a ton of, especially hip, glute, quad exercises that you can do with this, right? I'm going to try to show you some upper body stuff, core, all kind of a variety. We're going to do 4 different exercises. First one's going to be a staggered hinge. Okay, we're going to put it on our left foot, holding my right hand. I'm going to stagger this side back, and I'm going to let this band pull me down into that staggered hinge to drive against the band, push the hip forward, okay? Keep this nice and tight. And the key with this too is I try not to let it go towards that foot, right? I'm not doing that, right? I'm keeping it here like I have a dumbbell in my hand on this side. Okay, I'm doing 5 of those each side. Then after that, we're gonna go ahead and do our pull aparts, right? Or actually pull down. So my hands are here. Rip it apart in front of your chest, comes up. Kind of like you're pulling, it's like a lat pull down machine at the gym, right? Or I tell people like you're doing a pull-up bar, pulling the chin over the pull-up bar. All right, we're gonna do 10 of those. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do the band on my ankles, a little bit more of a dynamic exercise, or I don't wanna call it cardio, plyometric, but ankles. Actually, no, we're gonna go arches. Arches, this band's a little lighter, so hopefully here. Jump outs, right? Working adductors. Then, final one, we're gonna do a core, put the band around our wrists, and do some handouts, or some move my arms from the push-up position, right? Here, strong plank. 5 and 5, okay? So we got a little upper body. I'm actually gonna go, we'll start with these, right? Upper body, glutes, jump out to adductors too, and also get the heart rate up, and then we'll do the core one, push up position, handouts, okay? Those will be our 4. I'm going to circuit it up. All right, so pull downs first. Palms away, rip it in front of your face, right? When you do a band, if you do this with a band, check your band, make sure that you don't have any rips or tears in the band, because that does happen sometimes. That's the only probably, I would say, downfall, or probably a bad aspect of these bands. They do tear. You know, if you use them over time, they will tear. But like I said, you get a lot of use out of them for not a ton of money, right? All right, one more. All right, so now we got that. Now we're gonna go to the staggered hinge. Right hand, left foot. Shoot the hips back. Drive up, right? Try to practice good hinge. Switch sides. These were kind of a godsend, I would say, during the pandemic, 2020. A lot of people couldn't get a hold of weights, you know, dumbbells, whatever it may have you. They were super expensive. So these things, really developing workouts using these was kind of really was necessary. So I got a lot of different exercises, or I saw a lot of people doing different exercises and added it to my own repertoire. I've got that jump outs, arches. Now I gotta stay warm out here, so I do something a little bit more, get my heart rate up. Now, got it on that wrist. Here, push-up position, right? I go with my feet a little wider than hips, just so I can stabilize my core, right? One more. All right. Like I said, so there's bunch of different, especially upper body. So I got this pull down. You can also pull apart as you go up. Alright, that's great for your shoulders. You can do steering. Alright, some great shoulder work, both prehab and actually resistance exercise. Pull apart. Alright, there is a version I've done before. Like I said, it's not, you can do curls with this. You still get a squeeze, you get some resistance, probably not as good as a dumbbell, but you do get some of that resistance. That's what I was saying when we were, you know, COVID, 2020, gyms were shut down, people were doing at-home workouts. These things, these were available, and they were affordable, right? So it was like the best of both worlds, and they actually, you know, will they help you gain a ton of muscle? Probably not, but maintain muscle mass you have, and especially surrounding doing, especially things for like, you know, your hips. These are really necessary. You see them in a lot of rehab facilities, but you do it preventative also to minimize the chance for injuries of you know, that many people go to rehab or rehab centers for. All right, back to pull aparts. All right, I'll pull downs. Trying to keep my back neutral, no arching. All right. A lot of flex. I focus on my scapula moving up and down. Right? That's a great exercise in my opinion. If you want to add pull-ups to your repertoire, maybe one of your goals is to do a pull-up at the gym, a bodyweight pull-up, which is challenging. You know, that is super challenging. You know, people talk about, I think, like benchmarks for fitness. You know, whether it's benching your own body weight, squatting twice your body weight, something, and I'm not even saying that's necessary, or farmer's carries, 10 push-ups, whatever it may be. I think a body weight pull-up is definitely a kind of a fitness benchmark, but it is challenging. I will admit, I think the body weight pull-up is one of the most challenging movements, really, because it's so... count for a second, sorry. It's very, total, talk about a total body exercise. I mean, maybe, you know, except for knees down, you're not really using, but really ton of core, ton of back, obviously arms and shoulders, but I think one of the main parts that people kind of neglect when they do the pull-up, they think it's all back and shoulders, you know, which is a huge part of that. But they really neglect how strong you have to be in your core, too. I mean, that has a lot of effect, especially the core, as you think about here, wraps around. Remember, the core is not just in front, it includes the back. The lower back is the core, right? Having a strong, being able to stabilize your core, or those basically muscles below your sternum, that's a huge part of the pull-up, right? So that's why I think people think, oh, just because I can lift a lot of weights in my upper body, I can naturally do a pull-up, which is, you know, it definitely helps, but it's not necessarily true. You know, form, meaning muscle engagement, muscle activation is huge for that pull-up. All right, we're gonna do one more round through. Okay? So like I said, so we did that. Now let me show you a couple quick while I'm taking a little breather. I'll get on the ground, it's not too wet. So band above the knees, clamshells, right? It's a great one. This band's a little light. I'd probably use a heavier band. Clamshells, great, right? Boom, below the kneecaps. You got your hydrants, right? Great for that glute, side glute. That's where I want to. That's a burner right there. I mean, you can. There's probably machines at the gym, that adductor machine, where you can put some more weight on it. It's really a burner, but just having a medium to heavy resistance band doing those hydrants, you will feel it, and you will get some strength out of that. You'll definitely build the strength in your glutes. All right, so straight leg kicks. All right, this is like a little hip series right here. Straighten a lot of hip flexor on this one, and then arches, so as marches, right? Core, deep internal hip muscles, right? And then of course you can do that dead bug. Yep, which is my favorite. There's just a couple. There's other ones too, but we're gonna go one more time through for our little circuit. Okay, pull downs. All right, that staggered hinge. This is a great, especially those hinges, or the mini band is probably a great warm-up like routine, whether you do your hydrants, clamshells, or kind of like a complementary in between, right? An intra-set movement, right? So you're doing some heavy deadlifts. I would always recommend like a hip curl or a hamstring stretch in between, or like an active hamstring stretch. Or, like you said, you can do your deadlifts right into some banded movement, whether it's step outs or standing clamshells or marches, standing marches, you know. Something else also works a lot of the complementary muscles. You know, you got your deadlift or your squat for your big movers, and then you got the band for the small muscles, right? Right, last one. Whee! And it's fun to do that, right? All right. All right. Just a little mini band workout for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't catch it, obviously, watch it live. Head to our YouTube page. All of our live workouts are going to be there on the YouTube page, Tampa Strength YouTube. You can also follow our other channel if you're interested in golf fitness, specifically golf training systems. So let me know. We'll be back next Friday with another workout, and I'll see you then.